Hello everyone and welcome back to FilmBook Review, an official YouTube channel of FilmBook. Featured in Google News, IMDb's news desk, and a member of the Critics' Choice Association, FilmBook is an entertainment industry news website that reports on the film and television show industries in the United States and across the world. Today on FilmBook Review, I will be reviewing the 2023 film Infinity Pool. Infinity Pool is directed and written by Brandon Cronenberg and stars Alexander Skarsgard, Mia Goth, Cleopatra Coleman, Thomas Kretschmann, and Amanda Brugel. This is a Infinity Pool movie review, and there will be spoilers. If you like our movie reviews, please like this Infinity Pool film review, as that helps us out with YouTube's algorithm. And consider subscribing. Once subscribed, click the bell notification box and you are all set. Please also consider becoming one of our patrons on Patreon at patreon.com/filmbook. And now for the Infinity Pool movie review. Brandon Cronenberg is truly his father's son. Brandon's dad is, of course, David Cronenberg, and there are striking similarities between Brandon's new film, Infinity Pool, and movies that his dad made, such as Dead Ringers, Crimes of the Future, and Crash. Still, Brandon's new film is extraordinarily unique in what it tries to accomplish. Brandon may be borrowing themes that his dad's films touched upon in Infinity Pool, but Brandon has some fascinating ideas of his own that are only undermined by the new film's lack of relatable emotions from its main characters. But nobody said a movie has to be relatable in order to be a good film. Set on the fictional island of La Tolque, Mia Goth stars in the film as the film's most intriguing character, Gabby. She is the reason that Infinity Pool will get under your skin even though the movie's male star, Alexander Skarsgard, turns in some of the most challenging work of his very respectable career. Skarsgard plays a failed writer named James Foster, who is married to M. It turns out M married him to spite her father, who warned her not to marry a writer. M has been carrying the financial weight in their marriage. When the blonde-haired Gabby and her husband begin to engage with the couple, things begin to get very interesting. Gabby initially tells James that she loved his book, and to his surprise, he begins to feel a bit better about himself. The next part of the plot is straight out of the recent Jessica Christian Ralph Fiennes movie, The Forgiven. James hits a passerby with a car late at night, and apparently the man who the car hits dies. Then the movie takes a turn where Gabby warns James of the consequences that will be thrust upon him if he turns himself in. It eventually doesn't matter that James flees the scene because he is caught by the authorities, who make him sign an agreement in order to have a chance of getting acquitted of the crime. Money must be paid, and James has to be cloned, so that the powers that be can have someone to blame the death that resulted from the car accident on. Yeah, so now it starts to get a little bit creative. The next section of the movie is a bit Crimes of the Future meets Crash. The clone of James who will take the rap for the death must be put to death, and James and M have to watch the gruesome act. A young boy stabs the clone James in a gruesome way. After witnessing the terrifying murder, James can't locate his passport and flee the island with M, and he ends up staying behind and involving himself with a cult that includes unconventional characters, like the oddball Jennifer and other folks who seem to have a lot in common, and would definitely give the cult of car crash-obsessed crazies from Crash a run for its money. Goth takes the opportunity to camp it up and runs with it here. You can't take your eyes off her whenever she appears on screen. Her best scene comes when Gabby takes control of the situation. That is proposed in the movie's later stages, and ends up reading aloud a harsh review that was written about James's one published book. There are also sex scenes between her and Skarsgard's James that will prove to be both provocative and disturbing in nature to watch. Brandon Cronenberg has created a picture that leads to a horrifically twisted series of events in which it appears that the people in the cult featured in the picture have been cloned more than once. But I've already said too much by revealing this possibility. Skarsgard carries a lot of the film's responsibilities on his back, and although he's occasionally shown up a bit by some of Goth's breathtaking overacting, we try to root for James. Cronenberg makes it hard, though, because we never know if James is the first James or the clone. The way Skarsgard acts suggests one possibility, but the movie also hints at other potential scenarios. While Infinity Pool is very violent, it is hard to look away from the screen. Without a central side to take it first, the picture's characters just come off as plain strange at times. Yet, we keep watching them despite this fact. This film also has a sex scene or two with fine lighting and cinematography that could remind one of those sex sequences in David Lynch's Lost Highway. And they still have Brandon Cronenberg's unique touch as well. Brandon Cronenberg's movie would have been stronger with more heart put into the storyline. If we felt that James truly loved his wife, it would have certainly helped us care more about his very unusual predicament. Despite the movie's flaws, though, Infinity Pool could appeal to audiences seeking something in the vein of the legendary filmmaker David Cronenberg's films. Brandon has become a major voice in horror/science fiction cinema, and this movie is interesting enough to warrant a recommendation. And that brings us to the conclusion of this Infinity Pool movie review. I would love to hear your thoughts on it below in the comments section. If you liked what you heard during this review, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Please also visit and subscribe to our podcast channel at FilmBook Podcast and our trailer and reaction channel at FilmBook Trailers. If you would like to get FilmBook's articles delivered to your inbox, sign up for our daily newsletter in the description at film-book.com. Thank you for viewing, and you can watch one of these reviews next.